our consciousness and their God. How? Before we show how, let us pray first. To the one beyond the chasm, Mkaha, we cannot express the gratitude we feel, but look thou on our hearts and read it there. AMENII. In the nameless, genderless, no being nor spirit create us mercy, may grace be one, and may both reach us, so we experience the goodness that confronts any evil, assuages human misery and guilt. May such goodness be directed from inwards towards our deaths and demerits. By his hair grace we shall ascend. AMENII. Our consciousness and their God. Through consciousness equals so awareness, nehast, which awakens us to the higher life experience that we should live. There are 5 considerations on how our consciousness must free us from their gods. A thoughtful analysis of their God concept, historical origins of the term God, a vicious tribal God, a human God, genocidal. Number 3, the proof that Africans who are Christians, Muslims or Hebrews are trapped by this God. Number 4, human brain or mind severely limited. Number 5, waking up unto pure freedom of your consciousness. This Pope shown here, Pope Nicholas V, authorized the colonization, invasion, vanquishing and destruction even of our own persons, and putting us into perpetual slavery and to take away all our lands and our possessions. And yet today you find billions of melanin dominant humans forgetting all this and continuing to show love, respect and honor to the Pope, to Christianity, to Islam, which shows that the pagan gods have taken over their consciousness and control and run their lives. The God of Islam, according to the researchgate.net writer Repachedu, in the Quran, which is about 6,236 verses, only 6 verses are commonly cited by apologists of Islam to try to prove that Islam is a peaceful religion. This is nothing but misleading. The whole world is trapped by words and by selective quoting and out of context portrayal of Islam, which pushes it as a peaceful religion, yet it is a vengeful, genocidal, deceptive religion. All these are the verses that proves jihad in the Quran. Also, while listed at the same time, they castigate other religions as idolatrous, and they even write in Quran 9:5 that when the forbidden months are past, then fight and kill idol worshippers, but they have got the Kaaba, which they gather and reverence. This is mass conscious dying, which is attached to a mental black stone. This is how Islam portrays itself. A thoughtful analysis of their gods and God concept as it impacts your free will and consciousness shows that you have to destroy your own identity, and they have destroyed your identity through enslavement and colonization and destruction. Why? For what purpose? To serve their God and to give their God an energy source, which is you, when you become a true spiritual slave. And when that happens, your consciousness is sent to sleep and made to work as the currency of this physical world, governed by invisible energy demanding forces, non-human forces. And they have to work magic to deceive you and to cause your emotions and your energy to fuel these non-physical realities, because you have got no knowledge about them, that your consciousness is becoming their source of energy. Even in the Bible, there are over 30 verses about genocide. A thoughtful analysis of the God of the Bible will show you that he promotes and loves sacrifices, massive human sacrifices, animal sacrifices, wars and destruction, as shown by these 30 verses, as well as other verses that show slavery in the Bible. For those who believe in the Bible, would the people who would do this to you, would the God who would do this to you, would the spirit that causes people to do this to you actually give you salvation and actually give you something that promotes positively your soul. If you believe so, it will show that you have destroyed your own identity. You have been deceived by this religion. You have been deceived by this colonizer. You have been deceived by your own enslaver. And today you are worshipping and loving your enslaver, your colonizer, and reading his Torah, his Bible, his Quran to serve their God as an energy source. You are a true spiritual slave now. Your consciousness has been sent to sleep to become an energy source for them. It doesn't matter who you are under any religious system, under any populism, whether you're popular, whether you've gathered a lot of people. This is why Africans are so powerless, but the most religious people on earth. This is due to the fact that Muhammad, Jesus, Lao Tzu, or Moses cannot be your God or your prophet, no matter how much you wish for it, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you worship them, sing and praise them, because their desire only is for your consciousness to use it as a source for the energy that is demanded by non-human elements that controls these religions. The historical origins of the noun God proves that he is a human, a male, a spirit, a being who is also a vicious tribal deity, a human god of war, a human god that is the force behind the people that enslaved you and colonized you. This is Jehovah, who is a Judeo-Christian God, loved today by billions and billions of melanin-dominant human beings across the ages since we came in contact with these colonizers. In Deuteronomy 32, 8-9, when you read it, it shows that this Yahweh, God Yahweh, is the son of the Canaanite father of gods. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, 4Q Deuti J, reflecting the earliest version of the text, refers to Yahweh as one of the sons of El, called El Elyon or Elyon. The Septuagint changes this to angels of God, Agelon Theo, showing one way of eliminating polytheistic references. In the Masoretic text, this has been altered to refer to the sons of Israel, which is anachronistic in context, but better suits their monotheistic interpretation. So you have been deceived by this God with many names: Elohim, Yahweh, Jehovah. Your consciousness has become mentally colonized by these tribal lords and masters with different names, proving that this is not the real creator, who is nameless. You have also been deceived at a higher level, because you think that this Jehovah is the God of love, yet he demands genocide, destruction of innocent young children, men and women for their land. How would God want their land? Why can't he create another earth or another land? So in Judeo-Christianity and their thoughts, they have traditionally taught that this God has certain properties: omniscient, all-knowing, omnipotent, all-powerful. Yet they are the ones that go to war. They are the ones that work and do the work to sacrifice to him. And omnibenevolence, supremely good. How is he good when he causes crusades, when he causes colonization, genocide, and destruction? Your consciousness, if it swallows this, will exhibit the same spirit of this God, and you hate your own and destroy your own. So this is a deity deceived by God via the missionaries and imams and deemed to be soulless. You still follow this deity, a rank or an essential nature of a God, a divinity, and then you read it capitalized and you think, oh, this is real, the God. Yet it means many. Elohim means more than one, means gods, plural. Even Yahweh is the same. These are the images of the god El, the chief god of the Canaanite pantheon. He is also the god of the Bible. In Arabic, he is known as Allah. Currently, he is worshipped by roughly half of mankind. So at the end of the day, we have given more proof that Africans who are Christians, who are Muslims, who are Hebrews, are trapped by a man-made deity, negatively generating energy from their soul that has been sent into sleep. Your consciousness unknowingly has been deceived and is worshipping a married deity. Yahweh or Jehovah had a wife. Here are the books. Asherah is the name of this wife. There is a video also that accompanies the proof that Asherah was his wife. It is clear that they also say he is 3 in 1 in Trinity, and therefore is a tribal deity, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who demanded human sacrifice and eventually would sacrifice his own son to satisfy his capricious needs, because he's a tribal God who captures human consciousness. Some claim that he is Jehovah, and even that claim we know is a man-made God, a deity that attacks consciousness. The English word Jehovah, commonly promoted today as his only name by others, is a term that was derived via the Latin Jehovah by a scholar who wrote Pugio Fidei Christian, the scholar Dominic Raymondus Martini, an expert in Hebrew and other Eastern languages. This is where he gave you the word Jehovah. Yet, the name Yahweh itself is from the Gnostics, Yahweh. And the Gnostics borrowed it from Hamit, from Yah, a Kemetic moon god, and Shua, our Kemetic sky god. Now, let's look at this issue. In Islam, is Allah a spirit? You may be shocked, because Allah is a physical being. If you read these scriptures given here, and also the hadiths, we know that Allah is not a spirit but a being, because Allah has eyes, Surah 20:39. Allah has a face, Surah 55:27. Allah has hands, 2 hands on one side, the right side, Surah 564. And in Bukhari 74:36, we know he has a beautiful shin, 1 leg, Surah Bukhari is also the hadith. This is more proof that melanin dominant human beings who are Muslims have been trapped by a man-made deity, and they are negatively generating energy for those who enslaved and colonized them. Few know that God is a male deity shown here. How can you wake up now or maintain your natural divine gift of pure consciousness free from other deities' dominion? Because Islam is not your national religion, nor Christianity, nor Judaism, nor Hebrew Israelism. You must first of all know that you can easily be deceived, and you can be convinced and convincingly be deceived. Know that your human brain or mind is severely limited. You must remember that God is a deity, not the creator. You must maintain your soul consciousness free from the gods and deities. And while the human brain is limited, since it can think via language, words, images, or symbols, it thinks via idols. These are idols. They are third-dimensional representations that can easily be assimilated and interface with the spirit, even of the most high God or divinity, followed by over 80% of humans. This is the method, this is the way, no matter their claim of monotheism. It is only by mystical perception then, when one's consciousness embraces the wholeness of the unknown, limitless creator, that you can then know and understand that this is by perception as a subjective individual infinity in infiniteness of the brain, thoughts, mind, and mental limits. The real you, your soul, suddenly remembers its source. The remembers, or the remembering we are discussing here, is not in memory but in connection. This requires no priest, savior, God, imam, Bible, Quran, religion, spirituality, prophet, scholar, or professor. You realize on your own, it's your own game. Your consciousness has ended the role of God or the gods. You are free, and you are now dancing not near the chasm but in the chasm. And then you realize that there is a knowing that is beyond words, and that is the soul which has suddenly remembered its source. There is too much to know. There is a lot to be connected to. The human brain and its retention ability is limited by memory, whether long-term or trend or short-term memory. And its inability to multitask and to process this information, or a lot of information like we are seeing here, where knowledge is now multiplying and doubling every 12 hours. Therefore, it cannot nudge you, your mind or your brain or your own knowledge system cannot nudge you to the chasm. Number 2, our lifespan is too short. It's beset by massive challenges, which includes non-human entities that drain our energy and that take our time and that cause illnesses, disrupts our relationships, confuses us and gives us depression and gives us all the challenges that this physical world gives us. And science forgets, and a lot of people forget, that we are only here for a fleeting moment and that we possess a totemic earth suit, this body that should experience and give the soul third dimensional experience in this part of the universe. And therefore we must know that there is a possibility for us to be possessed by demons. You might laugh and say there are no demons, but demon possession is real. You can be manipulated by non-human entities. Because of that, you must connect to the nameless, genderless, no being, no spirit, creator who dwells beyond the chasm. You must mix this with your ancestral desire and a quest and the true and pure knowledge. The body is the house of God. Whoever shall know this shall know God inside them, from inside to outside. You can grab your copy of our book, Creator or God, which shows that the creator is not a spirit nor a physical being. You can grab it from Amazon, study it, read it, critique it, and send us a message or messages about what you discover from this book. Because once you read this book, your consciousness will end the hold of the gods and the deception of the gods from you forever. For more information, send us an email on join@marfado.com. This special rabbi, Manager Topi, LM Tumizu Lukunikanim Jakanja, saying, protect and deliver your own consciousness, which is your soul. AMENII.